Let's make a beautiful Lambeth style cake with a floral twist to it. First, we are going to layer our sponge cake layers. You can see that our sponge cake is evenly baked with no brown edges, nothing to trim off. This is by baking according to the science of baking techniques, which is taught in our online school. You can check our website for more details of our courses www.buttercreampetals.com. Now we are going to spread a thin layer of lemon curd between the thin ring that we have piped. This is going to act like a well so that our filling is secure inside the cake. Now we are going to spread a thin layer of buttercream all over the cake. This process is known as crumb coating. What it does is that it secures all the crumbs of the cake so that we can smooth our cake to perfection. Now let's put a generous amount of our beautiful buttercream on top of the cake, and using a spatula we can gently smooth it on top of the cake, and the excess can go to the side of the cake as well. I am going to now use a cake smoother to smooth our cake to perfection. So I am using a plastic smoother here. I feel like it's so much more lighter, so easy to maneuver using a light smoother like this. Now we need to go simultaneously smoothing the top as well as the sides until you get the desired effect. So what I prefer to do at this stage is to leave the cake in the fridge for about 10 minutes so I can easily scrape off the excess from the top of the cake as well as between the cake and the cake board. I am using an artist palette knife here. I feel like the precision edges of the artist palette knife makes it so much more easier to smooth the top of the cake as well as the side of the cake to perfection. Now, this is my first Lambeth cake, I must agree. So, I was a bit confused about what nozzle to use, and I decided to use my Wilton 2D nozzle, which I usually use for piping beautiful hydrangea flowers, and it worked like a charm. You can see that the border is so luscious, so beautiful, and I would highly recommend to use the Wilton 2D nozzle for the beautiful ruffled uh, top border. Now I wanted to pipe some drapes on the side of the cake. For that I took my well trusted Wilton 125 nozzle, which I usually use to pipe my roses and peonies, and it is beautiful as well for the drape effect. You can see that it has that fabric like flowy texture to pipe the drapes, and you can stop at one layer of drapes, or like me you can go and pipe another layer of drapes as well. I think both looks beautiful. The two layers is more dramatic, and if you want to keep it a little minimalistic, I would recommend you just pipe one layer of drapes. That is also beautiful. So once you finish the drape, I wasn't sure as to what border to pipe for the bottom of the cake. I guess you can pipe any border that you like. You can go for a smaller nozzle, but just to keep the design simple for learning purposes, I thought I'll use the same nozzle, which is Wilton 2D, and pipe a border that is slightly different to the top one because it's at an angle. But you can see that with two nozzles you can create such a beautiful dramatic effect on a cake. And with the same Wilton 2D nozzle, I am piping some details on the drape. This is absolutely optional. All of this is optional. You can go as dramatic as I have here, or you can keep it minimalistic by cutting out some drapes or some details, or using a smaller nozzle if you'd like. The option is absolutely yours. Now I got a box of this beautiful dried petals from Polly's Petals, which is a business based in the UK, and I absolutely loved playing with these flowers. I thought this is a perfect edible medium to decorate our Lambeth cake. So I went ahead and used some of their freeze dried daisies, pansies, and lots of leaves as well. So a selection of beautiful flowers, and I love decorating it with these edible flowers on the Lambeth cake. You can see that there are dried rose petals as well, and this is like a dried leaf. I'm not sure the name of this leaf, but it actually brought in that beautiful green effect to our cake. And there were some apple blossoms as well, which is also added to this design. You can check out their website www.policepetals.com for more of their flowers and range. So finally, I am filling the design with some blue cornflower petals, which is also beautiful. Now I just couldn't stop there. I just wanted to paint some beautiful flowers on top of the cake as well. This is absolutely optional. You can choose to write your birthday message instead on top of the cake. So for painting the flowers, I'm using a small artist palette knife, and as you can see, I am smoothing the buttercream on a artist palette, and it's really important that you smooth the petals like you see in the video before you apply it flat on top of the cake. So you can keep this flower as simple as I am keeping it, or you can add more layers to it for a full chrysanthemum look. So I am just doing one layer of this petals, and I am going to repurpose a edible flower, a pansy flower, for the middle of the flower as well. So let's finish off this design by painting some leaves as well, exact same technique as the flowers. So that's our design done.
Hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and hope you will try this technique as well. I would love to see your buttercream creations, so do tag me at Buttercream Petals both in Instagram as well as in Facebook. If you'd like free sample tutorials from our online school, do sign up in our website www.buttercreampetals.com. I'll see you next week. Until then, take care and bye-bye.